the joys of ripping seams open, the joys of why I'm in there arguing with my sewing machine at 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes when I'm sewing, and all that good stuff. So he has had his intro into sewing, and tonight he's getting his intro into his own diamond painting.
This is the first time I've done this except for the other part that we've worked on together.
Yeah. He, like I said, for date night once before, we did diamond painting, and I painted the bottom and he painted the top corner of the piece I'm working on from Victoria's Moon that they asked me to review their painting. So, and I like their paintings. I'm having a good time with it. But this particular night, he wanted to see what diamond painting was about, and so he diamond painted with me that. But this is his own look, and I got him something, as you can see, very small, because I didn't want to overwhelm him. And if he didn't like it, then he didn't feel that I spent a lot of money buying an expensive painting. So it's not a DAC, but it's a diamond dots. Right when Joanne started putting diamond dots in their store, now they have where you can go in and make your own. Has anyone done that yet? If you have, let me know how that went. I am so curious about that. I feel it would be overwhelming to do, but I am still very intrigued by the idea of creating your own canvas. So if you've done that, let us know. We'd love to hear about it. And if you've got a YouTube channel, post it. We'd love to watch it. That's one thing about this COVID. I'm getting to watch some of my YouTubers. I'm not commenting on all of them. I'm sorry, guys. I try to, but sometimes I just push the button and just let it play and watch whatever comes up, and I forget to go back and make a comment or press a like button. But when I think about it, I do try to go back into my history and find them and make sure I at least like the video and like the channel. Because as a YouTuber, we all know we need those likes to count and those watch hours to be up so that we can continue with our channels and we can progress to the next phase. So with that being said, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. One for me and one for Marty. You can only do one, but give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, give it a thumbs up. Let us know. If you want to congratulate Marty on his first painting, by all means, make a comment below, and I will be glad to pass that along to him. And there we go. What else? I haven't been posting for the past couple of weeks. I don't know, lost the oomph to do it. So we're slowly getting back to some normalcy now that things are starting to come back around. I need to prep for real life when it kicks back in. The newest thing now is doing these Zoom classes. As those of you who are regular subscribers know, I'm a Zumba instructor. I'm a group fitness instructor. And I have a regular Zumba class, and then I sub various other formats of fitness classes. And so I just posted my Zumba class on Zoom. So I'm trying to see how that's going to go until the regular schedule kicks back in and everything opens back up. If you would like to join us on Zoom for a Zumba toning class, leave a comment below and I will send you the ID and the password to get into that. I'm not going to post it on the bottom of the video in the description bar because we want to try to control the trolls who are around there popping into people's Zooms and disrupting things. So I'm not going to post it in the comments, but if you tell me in the comments that you would like to have it, or either you send me an email at the email address in the comments below. I will email you the link, the ID, and the password to get in. And it's on Monday nights at 6. So, but that's been the new thing here, is trying to maneuver through that and figure that all out and get your setup right, get your sound right, and well, that's been pretty interesting. We've also been doing Toastmasters through Zoom. I am actually due to give a speech next week, and I think it's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the history of belly dance. Because the original one I wanted to do, I don't have the time to learn all the data, so I'll be able to say it comfortably and not have to read it. So this is a topic that I know pretty well, enough to write it out and then refresh, and then let it kind of just ad-lib the day of or whatever. So I'm excited about that. I always love sharing belly dance, so sharing about belly dance to people, so that'll be cool. Marty just gave a speech last week on, what were your speech on, Marty, last week?
When you are looking for relatives, you're doing family history, don't rely on just the name of the person. I open it up with a picture, and all of the people in the picture have the same name. And that was a way to underline the thought that you really need to be chasing relationships. And I went into the various sources that you can use that show relationships between people, so that you're more certain that you're actually chasing people who are related to you, instead of just someone who happens to have the same name from perhaps a different set of ancestors.
Okay. And so Marty is our person at church, is one of the people at our church that you can go to help do your family history, your family search information. So that's really cool. Hey, if you want to know how to work your family history, maybe we can talk him into actually doing a video with me for that. So let us know in the comments. I just love how I just threw him out there in the front of the bus. So, if you're a Diamond Art Club fan, which if you're a diamond painter, you definitely should be a Diamond Art Club fan. They are the Cadillac of diamond arts. But they just redid their website, and I was kind of upset about it. Not that they redid the website, but I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know they were redoing their website in the first place, but that's not an issue. The issue came in that all my wish list disappeared. I would have liked a little notification that that was going to happen, so that I could have written down my wish list. But you know, I'm all for making your systems better and more user friendly, and so I'm not mad about that. I'm certainly for that, but I do wish we had known that we were about to lose our playlist. But blessedly, everything else came over as far as I still had my Ruby status. I still had the history of all my purchases. So that was good. But I hate having to go through and find the wish list stuff all over again. But hey, they've got diamond painting pens now. I saw that. That was cool. I understand from Shelley. Shelley has diamond status, so she certainly spends enough money to get it too. Anyway, so she had told me that they had diamond painting pens because the diamond people, level people got to order them before anybody else, or got them free or something. I don't remember now. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. So it seems like a natural transition for them to make diamond painting pens since they sell some of the best, if not the best, diamond paintings around. So I hope they make more designs. I wasn't that crazy about the designs, but hopefully they'll make more designs, and the price is certainly great. The price was awesome. Don't get me wrong, I'm still forever a Jim's Handmade Pens fan, and I always will be. But it's nice. I like to order from everywhere. I'm not specific to any. I'm specific to quality. So anybody who has quality material, I'm there for you. And he does provide very good quality, so I will remain a customer. And if Marty gets into painting more, we'll have to get him his own diamond painting pen. Something, ooh, maybe I'll request another special handmade one I just thought of for him. That'll be a hoot.
As I sit here wondering, oh.
No, you would love it. You would get it instantly. As soon as you saw it, you would get it. Because it's about you, so you would get it. So let's see. Marty retired from the Air Force. So tell us about some of your Air Force experience. How you feel about your Air Force experience, or your favorite part, or.
I was blessed, first of all. I was draft number 98, and rather than be drafted into the Army, I was blessed to be able to join the Air Force. The Army didn't want to give up the physical. It was a near thing. And I was blessed that the Air Force at the time allowed you to go in with a guaranteed career field. And my guaranteed career field was communications. I wound up working in ground radio relay. That's a microwave radio used to transmit back and forth. And when the Air Force decided it had enough people to do that, I was blessed to become an Audubon maintenance man. What's Audubon, someone might ask? It is a computer that switches phone calls. I did that for a good while. It was overseas in Spain. That's where I joined the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I then was accepted as an instructor. So I became an instructor, and that got me off rotating shifts long enough, because I used to work a week of days, a week of swings, a week of mids. I only saw my son when it was time to change his diaper, basically. So got past that by being an instructor, stayed on a steady shift long enough to finish a degree, become an officer, and be in logistics plans and programs for the following 12 years. And it was a welcome change, because up to that point, being in the service enlisted wasn't really paying well enough that I felt secure. Whereas once I became an officer, that was no longer an issue. I wound up here at Gunter as a logistician in charge of a data automation shop toward the end of my career. And I managed to finish up a degree in computers, and have been involved in computers since, getting paid for it instead of doing it on the side, doing it as part of a completely different job as I did when I was in the military. So I've had some great blessings from being in the military, really great blessings, including in education, and including some other things that I've mentioned here.
What was your favorite thing about being in the military, or being in the Air Force specifically, or just the military?
In a way, it's kind of like church. Why would I say that? Because in the military, you're in one place for maybe 3 years. I mean, I moved 4 times in the first 2.5 years, go figure. So if you're not particularly happy with your boss or your job, it's going to change anyway, so don't stress about it. And church is kind of the same way. You'll be in a calling for a while, and then you'll be released from that and be in a different calling, and someone else will maybe have the calling that you had. So it's a matter of learning to support whoever is in charge at the time, because you might be in charge tomorrow, and you certainly would like to feel that people are going to support you when you're trying to do your best. And that attitude helps even now, because as a contractor, you can't count on being in the same job doing exactly the same thing for years and years and years. Business isn't like that anymore. It's flexible, and the military taught me that. I learned a lot from being in the military. I was extremely blessed.
Mhm. What was your favorite location that you were?
Oh, that's hard, but I would probably have to say Turkey. Turkey, I had the money to be able to enjoy it at that point. I was able to travel a little bit in the country, not out of the country, it was too expensive for that. Many of the people around me spoke English. The Turkish written language is such that you can learn to pronounce it in about 3 weeks. You may not know what you're saying, but you can say it fluently enough that someone else who knows Turkish will understand what you're saying. So not bad. That time, the people who were technologically savvy over there were at about the same level I was, frankly. I loved the food. It was really good. It was good, and it was a short tour where I got to bring my family and get credit for a short tour, which means that I would then not likely be separated for a long time from my family for the remainder of my career, as I was not. I was extremely blessed to not be separated from my family for more than about a few months for school in all of 20 years. I mean, who else can say that, especially now with our military undermanned and underfunded? It doesn't happen anymore.
Alright. Did you learn Turkish fluently?
No, I did not. Nor did I learn Spanish fluently when I was in Spain, though the reason for that has to do with Mary Lorraine, actually.
How so?
We were
Mary Lorraine is our eldest daughter.
We were on the 9th floor of an apartment, and the doorway to the terrazza outside, to the balcony outside, would not close properly, and we talked to the landlord, and he never did anything about it. So she jimmied that door open, dragged a chair to the rail, straddled the rail, and started waving at the nice people below. It's called the 8th floor, but in Europe, the ground floor is the one that's on the bottom, and then the next one is the first floor. So we were 9 stories up, and she's doing this. So we moved. When we moved to a place that was a ground floor place. It was surrounded by Americans, and I didn't have a need to absorb Spanish after that. On the other hand, it was a blessing because we didn't have a car that worked. Very little of the time there did we have a car that worked, and so in order for me to get to work, I had to get to the base, walk to the base, and be the one to grab the keys for the shift change vehicle in order to have a way up there. Otherwise, taxi? 35 miles for taxi? I wouldn't be able to do that very often. So again, I've been blessed.
And how did we meet? Now, mind you, we're both members of the same church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is the same worldwide. But in this area, there are 2 buildings, and they're kind of divided into zones, like school zones. So you don't end up having all your priesthood in one building or whatever. So I was in one building, and Marty was in the other building, and we knew of each other, but didn't necessarily know each other. and that's because of the stake choir, where our church is. You have branches and wards. Branches are like in small cities, and then wards are in bigger cities. And then those branches and wards are part of a stake, which is a couple of cities that are close by. They're all considered one stake. So you'd have cities within 45 minutes to an hour of each other ish is a stake. And then you have all these stakes of all these various areas next to each other put into a region. And then I don't know where it is from there. But so that's why we're in the same church, but we weren't in the same building. So
I have been in the state choir.
and it should be known, if you don't know that already, that I'm Marty's second wife. His first wife passed away.
Yeah, I'm setting up for that. But thank you. The state would pull together a choir every 6 months for a conference. And because I could sing and loved to sing, I generally was part of that. And I wasn't noticing Steph at the time because I'm married. You don't pay attention.
You better
to
not
someone
have
else.
noticed me.
I didn't have any clue at all. But after my wife died, I wanted to meet someone who was more spiritual than I was.
I am not more spiritual than
Someone-
him. He is God's favorite. He is one of God's favorites.
Someone who's still raising kids, because I can help with that. It'd be selfish not to. And it'd be nice if she loved music. And my cup runneth over, folks. A friend of mine, almost basically an acquaintance at that point, used to he used to play the music for a men's session, and I would be called upon
Of the
to
conference.
direct the singing for that, of when the men would get together periodically to sing. So I knew James. Now, James and his wife Anita knew Steph very well. Steph used to spend a lot of time over at their house. So,
Her kids call me Auntie Steph. That's just how close we are.
right. The stake president had an inspiration to call me to be the stake technology specialist, and he felt it was so important, had to be done so immediately, that he did it in his living room instead of as part of a meeting on a regular schedule every 6 months or so forth. So it was that I was the only guy in a Relief Society meeting where Steph was. And Steph was, as women will do, traveling with 3 or 4 other gals, talking with them, and she teased, I teased back.
He put his foot in his mouth. I teased, he put his foot in his mouth.
And I loved it because she looked at me as a human being, and I wasn't getting that kind of feedback from anybody else. So I proceeded to court her. Some might say stalk her, actually. But luckily for me, I had a back channel. I had James, who was able to tell me, Marty, don't go too fast, you'll scare her.
James is Benita's husband, my friend.
Yeah.
They're my friends.
Yes.
Our friends, rather, now.
Yeah. So we spent a good amount of time courting in their home or in a public place like the mall, where we would go to shoot 'em up, Aladdin's, whatever it is.
That's an
not open anymore.
arcade. It's not a real shoot 'em up, guys. That's an arcade where I like to play the games that have the guns and the rifles.
And she's way more skilled at it than I am. So we play the arcade, and we were in public places. We were always chaperoned. And we tried out for this play, and you've already heard about the play. So as far as how we met, we became aware of each other finally. I became as a side note.
Let me say this. I knew who he was because his first wife was in a wheelchair, a remote control wheelchair. And he was in choir rehearsal one day. And she was rolling the wheelchair back and forth, and she was making a sound that we did not know what she was saying. And he said, he's in the tenor section, so he's 4 rows up, 2 rows behind me. Yeah, there are 3 rows, aren't there, in the States?
Quite a
3
few.
rows. And so I'm on the first row, and on that side, there are only 2. So anyway, I'm on 1 row, and he's second or third row up above me. He says, "Coming, my love," and he proceeds to hurdle over pews and people to get down to the floor where she is to address whatever her concerns were. And when he did that, all the women in the choir, me included, went, "Oh, he's so sweet and attentive to his wife." So I knew who he was.
I noticed that when Steph was rehearsing that Quentin was out there, our youngest, and unlike many of the other kids who were waiting for parents to get done with choir, he was well behaved. Wow, this is amazing. So I knew that she had a child, and because she was a single adult rep, the card said that. Oh, that means she's not married. But you can't ask a woman her age. But she's taking her glasses on and off. That was going to be my cue. Someone's taking her glasses on and off. She's probably old enough to approach. Little did I know.
Cradle robber! And don't get me wrong, I ain't no spring chicken. I just had a birthday, as some of you may know. I just had a birthday, so I ain't no spring chicken. But I always tease him about being a cradle robber because there is a difference in our ages. But remember, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm older than what you probably think I am.
And amazing.
And what he's talking about is handing out the card is that our stake had a single adult representative and a young single adult representative. Young single adult being 30 years old and younger, from 18 to 30. So mind you, I'm the single, not the young single. So you know I'm over 30 at that point. And I was the rep for our stake. So I was going to other stakes and meetings and things and helping putting together dances and such for multi-stake events. Not dances, but conferences where, singles could mingle with people who were on the up and up. And I had made some cards so that I could hand out to other singles in the state to call me about events and or activities they would like to do that maybe I could help organize and stuff like that, to leave in their door or something like that if I visited or whatever. I've always done that ever since Vistaprint has been out. I always get cards made every year for whatever organizations I'm in. So if I need them to pass out at some event, or if I need to leave them at someone's door when they're not home, if I go by, so that year I had the single adult rep cards made. So that's what he was speaking about. So I had to be single in order to be passing out that card to anybody. And it wasn't to pick up anybody. It was just for people, to contact me. I mean, they could call me, for a date, but it was mainly to.
You turned it down.
Yeah, I would have turned it down anyway. So it was to. I wasn't really dating. I was finding myself. So, and I was okay with that. I had already made up that the Lord was going to bless me with a husband after I die on the other side of the veil. So I wasn't really stressed about getting married anymore. I had been alone and celibate for 10 years. So I wasn't really stressed about getting married at that point. I had let it go. And then up comes Marty, who asked me out based on what he saw in a Harry Potter movie. Because mind you, his first wife is the only person he's ever really dated, and that really just kind of fell together. So he watched Harry Potter to learn how to ask me
someone
out
for a date. Yes.
That tells you the extent of his dating experience. And I said yes because we were in the choir stand. I mean, I couldn't lie and say I was busy because I wasn't. And we were in church in the choir stand. But I immediately called him Monday and tried to break it off. And he was like, oh, okay, well, what are you doing the next Friday or the Friday after that? And I'm like, man, he's a persistent little thing, isn't he? And that's how it began. So now you know our life story. The life story of the Ladners, the Alabama Ladners. We have the Ohio Ladners also. That's our son and his family. Although they're not in Ohio anymore, are they?
There was a move to San Francisco, but I'm not sure that they're actually there right now. It's expensive. They might be there. We follow them through Facebook, but
I know
the last picture I saw looked like it was taken from there.
I know Joshua has a lot of classes that he goes to teach, so I'm not sure where they are at this moment. But anyway, so that's our family. That's our story. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You've almost finished there?
Almost done with this color, and this color is most of the little figure. I'm making reasonable progress, I think.
You are. I can't see I don't have my glasses on. I can't see that far, but it looks like you're getting there. He's got to be complete. He can hang it up over his work area or in the bedroom or wherever.
This is it. If you look at the computer screen.
I can't see it. That's too far for me.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
I'll see it when you're done. I put my glasses on. Because I take my glasses off when I want to get close to my painting.
I'm doing the same. Again, there's one of the blessings that, I can approach her.
Yeah, because I can't read with my glasses anything close up. Like if something is this close to my face, I have to take my glasses off. So when we get menus, you see both of us take our glasses off and put them on the table to read the menu. Anything that's shiny, I can't read with my glasses on. So, Yep.
I think I'm going to get some snack bags. I have
do you want
left
some?
over.
Do you want some containers?
Well, you would use them later, so it's a matter of just keeping the colors separate. This has 5 colors. There's one that'll have an appreciable number of drills left. The others, well, they might all.
There's more if you need more.
Well, I have 2 here. I would need bunch more.
You're assuming you're going to have some for each color?
I am, yeah.
Is that enough?
One more. Thank you. That's it. Ooh, that's it. Got it.
Thank Diamond Art Club.
Oh. What, they provide the little baggies?
They put the little baggies, they put a couple little baggies in their toolkits. I don't use the baggies because I store my beads and things like these. Actually, I haven't kitted down yet from any of my paintings, so yeah, I guess you would say I store them that way.
One thing that surprised me was the amount of static electricity associated with these things. Getting them out of the bag was interesting.
Yeah, that
because
bag
they
can
cling.
sometimes be. And what you do for that is you cut off a little piece of a dryer sheet and stick it in there with them.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Little tricks of the trade.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get his forehead next to that other shade of yellow.
Alright. I forgot my phone. I think I heard a Marco come in, I'm sure from Shelley.
Oh, right now
She
you're doing this.
Got home safely.
Mm.
Probably is what she was telling me.
Ah.
So I always said, Marco me when you get home. So I know you made it home safely. And even after this, these restrictions are lifted, we'll probably still do some whip and chats virtually. Gives us a chance to whip and chat together without having to hit the road because we are an hour drive away from each other. And even if we're not working on the same painting, we might still do one whip a month with each other, just to have somebody to talk to. While we're whipping and chatting, I haven't done a live because I don't think that I have enough subscribers to do that. I don't even know that. If you guys would like to do a live, I certainly don't mind doing a live. But I don't know about lives because really the host is diamond painting, so they can't really read all the comments, and you guys are having these awesome conversations on the sidebar over there with yourselves. So I think as the host, I would miss out on being able to read what those conversations are about, because sometimes they get hilarious, and I feel like missing out sort of, but I don't know. Don't have the experience to back that comment up. Just kind of guessing that's how it would be. But they look like a lot of fun for those who enjoy doing them. I don't know that I would get any diamond painting done though, because I would be constantly trying to see what y'all are talking about in the comments. Which would be fine too. I mean, if everybody's happy with that, shoot for it. What else is going on around here? I'll tell you what I will never do again though, is work on 3 projects at the same time. I mean, not to have to do WIPs for 3 projects, because I have this one, and then I have the Victoria Moon's Angel Kit, and then Victoria Moon asked me to review one of their paint by numbers. So the schedule, once I'm back on it, is the Angel Kid on Monday nights, whip and chat. The Paint by Numbers whip and chat on Thursdays. And the collaboration, diamond painting collaboration with Shelley on Sundays. So I will never do that again. I don't mind posting, but the whip and chats are a bit much to do that many in a week. I don't have that much to talk about, I think. And then I hate to do a whip and chat and just sit there and don't say anything. I mean, you could do that by yourself. Hey, if y'all got some questions that you want to have answered, whether they be about diamond painting or other hobbies or personal questions or whatever, feel free to throw them down there in the comments. Or email them to me, and I'll be happy to talk about those. Give me something to talk about.
So we do the cheeks and the head bones, but
I'll check that out. Can they see it? Because I can't see it. I don't have my glasses on.
oh yes, it's clear.
Okay. So he's got all the face done. All he has left are the pink cheeks, the eyes, the smile, and the headphones. You want to finish it today? Now?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted you to see there's some progress.
Yeah, you're close. I thought you'd be ready to stop by now, but not that close. You're that close. Now you see how I feel when I go, well, let me just finish this section right here. There is, do you remember that place we went to with my redhead group? Sits and Strokes, where we painted that painting over there.
Yes.
There's one here called Wine and Sip or something like that, Wine and Paint or something like that. And you can actually, during this COVID era, actually order kits and then Zoom them to paint the pictures. You can order the kit and pick it up from them. It has the canvas, the color, paints, and everything. And of course, they had a Wonder Woman, and I wanted it.
Oh.
And she was black to boot. It was just like the top half of her and her arms crossed like that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like just like Wonder Woman. Not because she was black, but because the way they painted it, it wasn't like, you know, like this super defined painting, but it was clear. And I was like, I want that. The only reason I didn't order it when I saw it is because they have the Zoom like today or tomorrow. And I thought, oh no, I would need more time to set up to be prepared to do that mentally. And I knew we were sewing tomorrow also. So, but I need to call them and figure out. And it was only $20. It was $30 if you ordered an easel and paintbrushes, which is still a steal. $10 for paintbrushes and an easel. But the painting, the stretch canvas, and I guess they sketch it out. I don't know. I'm assuming they sketch it out like the other place did. But and it had all the paints and a paper plate in it for $20. I'm like, I want one of these kits. At least the Wonder Woman kit. You know, I'm not into flowers and all that stuff, so. But I thought that might be a cool date night. Is to order painting and then come home and Zoom. And each have a painting. If you can see.
How do they give you any hints though as to how you're doing?
Because they can see you with Zoom. You can see that painting right there, that one, and then there's another one right there. We did these paintings one night for a family home evening. And family home evening is, you know, your family get together and y'all have a have a spiritual lesson, and then you sing maybe a hymn and talk about the spiritual topic or whatever it is, and then sometimes there's treats afterwards. For this particular one, for the activity part, we decided to paint this picture. And we all had this, it's the one picture, it was only one picture on the table, but we each painted it the way we saw it, or the way we wanted to. So that one is mine, this one is Marty's, and then that one is our youngest son, Q, who was, 12, 13 at the time. And each picture is cool for its own part. Like mine had gold in the background, like gold paint. Marty's had Richard's had the best eyes? No, Q's had the best eyes. Marty's was the neatest. I mean, his lines are neat. It's where our lines are kind of wobbly-ish. Mine's the worst of all, but you know. And then I made mine brown, and they made theirs white. Which, who cares? It's Jesus. None of us know what color he is. And it doesn't matter in the end. I mean, really. Clearly, it doesn't matter to us. And Marty had this pretty blue teal behind his. And my son's Q had the perfect eyes. They look right at you. And then he had a gold burst behind him. So we like paint. And then that one over there, which you can't see, because it's over here. I'll show it to you later. It's one that I did with my Red Hat Society group at Paint Sips and Strokes. And it's an angel. You just see like from here down, and then her wing is wrapping around her. She has on a white spaghetti top. And you just see her lips and her nose. And her hair is spewing.
And she could be Steph dancing.
She could be me dancing. Yeah, belly dancing. She has her hair spewed across her face just randomly, and so I love that painting because it's mine. I did it.
It's beautiful.
They kind of sketch it a little on there for you, just really lightly with a pencil, so you at least have some idea of where to stop and start and all of that. But you do the rest, so it's really cool. And yeah, she could very well be a dancer. I was like, give her some cleavage. I have big boobs. Give her some cleavage. Everybody else is going like this way. I'm like, no. Give her some cleavage. Yeah. So that was really fun. So I would love to do that again. I would love to paint something again. And that Wonder Woman would be awesome because as you can see, no, you can't see. You see that stand right there? Well, there's another music stand right here, and it has Wonder Woman books, cards, comic strips, costuming stuff on it. And then I have a little Wonder Woman little heads like that one right there. That one's color, and the one over there is black and white. And then I have Wonder Woman in my sewing room, and I'm a big Wonder Woman fan. Even before this recent 2000 bunches of movies with Gadot, whatever it is. I was a big fan way before that. And of Wonder Woman and Betty Boop. I have lots of Betty Boop stuff as well. So Betty Boop is in our cabinet. 2 Betty Boop dolls are in there. Oh, there's an ornament that Benita gave me. So yeah, those are things that I look at any point in time and they make me happy. There's a Betty Boop vase in there. I have a Betty Boop mug in the kitchen that I never use because then it would get broken. I use it randomly every once in a while. But I'm not a big fan of pink. But all of these a lot of these Betty Boop things that I have are pink. I don't know why that is. Because it's Betty Boop. Who cares about the color? Anyway,